What's wrong with you? Why are you always in a rush? Most people think impatient only costs them a few minutes. It actually doesn't. It quietly steals away opportunities, relationship, money, and even future that you were supposed to have. And the scary part about it all, by the time you realize it, you've already actually paid the price. So let's talk about it today.
Numb loud, numb loud. It's all I need, yeah, yeah. It's all I need, yeah, yeah.
Have you ever looked back at your younger self and you've kind of said, like, I should have waited? Personally, I actually have. I remember being a teenager and missing like so many opportunities. One of them was getting my driver's license early. I should have actually thought about it deeper because I had a free opportunity to be able to get it. And I was quite young. I think I was 17 at the time or 16. But I actually didn't end up getting, not because I wasn't a capable person, not because I wasn't intelligent or I didn't know what I was doing, because I actually lacked patience. Looking back now, I realized it wasn't just about the license. It actually, that particular thing represented like opportunities, jobs I couldn't apply for, places I couldn't go, experiences I couldn't have, people I couldn't help. One emotional decision created consequences that lasted much longer than the emotion itself. This is what impatience does. Now, here is something that I've learned. The moment impatience takes over, you already started losing. You just don't know it yet. Because impatience doesn't announce itself, it whispers, do it now, quit, buy it, say it, leave it, take the shortcut, rush, 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 like in everything that you're doing and even in relationship. And because that emotions feel so urgent, we make the mistake by assuming urgency means wisdom, which is not true, but they're not exactly the same thing. So in Nomlao here, we often say a spacious mind creates room between emotions and action. So that space is where like wisdom lies. Without that space, emotions become your decision maker. Research in psychology consistently shows that people who can tolerate delayed gratification tend to experience better outcome across like finances, education, health, and relationships. It isn't because they have somehow much stronger, willpower or things like that. It's because they've actually learned to manage that discomfort of waiting and rather than letting it control your choices. Patience isn't passive at all. Think about how impatience actually appears in everyday life. You want to start a business, 3 months later, it is not growing, so you quit. You start going to the gym. After 2 weeks, you kind of like, I'm not seeing the difference, so you stop. You want a healthy relationship. At first disagreement, you are like, I have chosen the wrong person, so peace be to you and bye. Sometimes the problem isn't the opportunity. It's what we are actually trying to harvest before anything has had time to grow. One of the biggest lies we believe is this: if it isn't happening quickly, isn't working quickly, nature tells a different story. Trees don't apologize for growing slowly. Strong foundations are almost always invisible. The same is true of character. The same is true of wisdom. The same is true of trust. Trust is an ongoing process, and also there are different levels to trust. It doesn't mean that person may have bad intentions or things like that. but trust builds over time. When I think back to my teenage version of myself, I don't judge me. I understand her, understand I wanted results, I wanted freedom, I wanted things to move faster, but nobody had taught me that patience is actually a competitive advantage. The people who build meaningful lives aren't always the fastest people, the people who are doing everything urgently. They're often the people who stay when everyone else gives up. So the question is, how do I become more patient? First, recognize when emotion is trying to rush you. Second, ask yourself, will I still make this decision tomorrow? If the answer is no, don't make it today. Third, remember that waiting is not wasting at all. Sometimes waiting is the very thing preparing you for what you are asking for. I'll leave you with this. Your future probably won't be determined by one massive decision. It will be shaped by hundreds of small moments when you choose wisdom instead of this urgency. And I'm not saying that urgency isn't important, because urgency is quite important, but you gotta choose to have discernment when to be urgent and when not to be urgent, especially in certain relationships, in certain opportunities, in certain job. Don't let one emotional moment steal years of your life. Create space, think clearly, move wisely, because that's how you will build a life that you do not have to escape. So, tell me, is there a decision that you made so quickly recently that you're just like, ew, what the heck? Why would I do that? And it costed you? Because I have. All right. Bye. See you in the next video.